uncover the gripping story of Richard Sorge, the daring Soviet spy who predicted Pearl Harbor, influenced the fate of World War II, and paid the ultimate price for his unwavering loyalty. In the shadowy world of espionage, where deception reigns supreme and lives hang by a thread, few names resonate with the audacity and brilliance of Richard Sorge. Dubbed the man who saved the Soviet Union, Sorge's incredible journey as a spy is a tale of intrigue, betrayal, and ultimate sacrifice. Despite predicting the attack on Pearl Harbor and altering the course of World War II, Sorge's name remains largely unknown, a forgotten hero who paid the ultimate price for his devotion to truth and duty. A spy like no other. Richard Sorge was no ordinary spy. Born in 1895 in the Russian Empire to a German father and Russian mother, Sorge's dual heritage played a critical role in shaping his future. After serving and being wounded in World War I, he became disillusioned with Germany's nationalist ideals and turned to Marxism. By the 1920s, Sorge was recruited by Soviet intelligence, joining the ranks of the NKVD, the precursor to the KGB. His mission? To infiltrate and report on foreign governments at the highest levels. With his German background and undeniable charisma, Sorge successfully posed as a journalist and a loyal Nazi party member, which earned him unprecedented access to sensitive information. But his most crucial assignment came in the 1930s when he was sent to Tokyo to operate as a Soviet spy. Building a web of deceit in Tokyo. In Japan, Sorge's charm and intelligence allowed him to cultivate an extensive network of informants. Posing as a German correspondent for Nazi newspapers, he gained the trust of high-ranking officials within the German embassy, including the ambassador himself. At the same time, he secretly gathered intelligence on Japan's military and political strategies, relaying his findings back to Moscow through coded radio messages. Sorge's most trusted accomplice in Tokyo was Hatsumi Ozaki, a Japanese journalist and government advisor. Together, they formed a covert alliance that provided the Soviet Union with critical insights into Japan's plans during the war. Sorge's ability to blend in seamlessly, convincing both Nazi officials and Japanese authorities of his loyalty, was a testament to his exceptional skills as a spy. Predicting Pearl Harbor. One of Sorge's most astonishing feats was his early prediction of Japan's plans in World War II. By 1941, Sorge had uncovered two vital pieces of intelligence. First, that Japan was planning an offensive in the Pacific, including the attack on Pearl Harbor. Sorge transmitted this information to Moscow well in advance, but his warnings about Pearl Harbor were largely ignored by both Soviet and American authorities. This tragic oversight underscores the challenges of espionage. Even the most critical intelligence can be dismissed if it doesn't align with preconceived narratives or political agendas. The turning point in the war. Despite being overlooked about Pearl Harbor, Sorge's confirmation that Japan would not invade the Soviet Union proved pivotal. Stalin, initially distrustful of his spies, eventually heeded Sorge's reports. This allowed the Soviet Union to redeploy crucial troops from the Far East to the Western Front, where they played a decisive role in halting the German advance during the Battle of Moscow. Many historians argue that Sorge's intelligence was instrumental in preserving the Soviet Union during one of its darkest hours. His work not only influenced the immediate war effort, but also reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the Eastern Front. Without Sorge's foresight, the balance of power in World War II might have shifted irreversibly. Betrayal and capture. Sorge's unparalleled success as a spy came to an abrupt end in 1941. Japanese authorities, growing suspicious of his activities, uncovered his network and arrested him along with his accomplices, including Ozaki. Despite enduring brutal interrogations, Sorge refused to betray his Soviet handlers. He maintained his cover story, insisting he was a loyal Nazi journalist until the very end. The Soviet Union, ironically, disowned Sorge after his capture, denying any connection to him. This abandonment by the very government he had served so faithfully was a bitter betrayal. Nevertheless, Sorge remained resolute, fully aware of the risks he had taken and the cost he might pay. Execution and legacy. In 1944, after years of imprisonment and torture, Richard Sorge was executed by hanging in Tokyo. His death marked the end of one of the most extraordinary careers in the history of espionage, yet it wasn't until decades later that the full extent of his contributions came to light. In 1964, the Soviet Union posthumously honored Sorge with the title of Hero of the Soviet Union, acknowledging his sacrifices and the critical role he played during World War II. Despite this recognition, Sorge remains a relatively obscure figure outside of espionage circles, overshadowed by more prominent wartime narratives. Why Sorge's story matters. Richard Sorge's life is a testament to the complex, often thankless work of espionage. Operating in the shadows, he shaped the course of history without seeking fame or recognition. His story raises profound questions about loyalty, sacrifice, and the ethical dilemmas faced by those who risk everything for their ideals. Moreover, Sorge's ability to navigate and manipulate two of the most oppressive regimes of his time, the Nazis and Imperial Japan, demonstrates the power of intelligence work in influencing geopolitical outcomes. His success and ultimate downfall highlight both the potential and the peril of living a double life in the world of espionage. A forgotten hero. Despite his extraordinary achievements, Sorge's name is far from a household one. Unlike other wartime figures, he operated in secrecy, leaving behind few personal accounts or artifacts. Yet, his contributions to the Allied victory in World War II are undeniable. Sorge's story is more than just a tale of espionage, it's a reminder of the unseen sacrifices made by countless individuals during times of conflict. His life and work remain a source of fascination for historians and enthusiasts alike, inspiring books, films, and discussions about the role of intelligence in shaping history. His ability to manipulate some of the most powerful regimes of the time showcases the true potential of intelligence work. The tragedy of his abandonment by his own government adds a poignant layer to his legacy. Richard Sorge's story challenges us to reconsider the unsung heroes whose bravery often comes at the cost of recognition. Richard Sorge was a man of contradictions, a German communist, a Soviet spy, and a supposed Nazi loyalist. His ability to inhabit these conflicting identities made him one of the most effective spies of the 20th century, yet his story is also one of betrayal and sacrifice, a tragic reminder of the cost of living a life in the shadows. As we reflect on his legacy, we're left with a haunting question. How many other unsung heroes like Richard Sorge have shaped the world, their contributions buried in the annals of history? Let his story serve as a testament to the power of intelligence, the resilience of the human spirit, and the enduring impact of those who dare to challenge the status quo. If you're fascinated by stories of espionage and history, don't forget to subscribe for more incredible tales from the past. Let us know in the comments what other spies or historical figures you'd like us to cover next.